on, Tia! I'm sure you'll love it.
No way, Luna. I'm not going to use it, and that's final.
Oh, come on! Every pony's doing it. What's the big deal?
The big deal is that I don't want to do it with you.
What? I'm just helping. You wouldn't be able to pull it off without the assistance of my skilled hooves.
Celestia looked up from the computer screen she was just staring at, a hard-pressed scowl on her face.
I can type just fine, thank you very much.
Luna rolled her eyes and shoved Celestia to one side, her hooves working in a flurry of rapid click-clacks upon the keyboard.
It takes you all of 5 minutes just to type a single sentence, Tia. Move aside and let a professional show you how it's done.
Celestia glanced down at her hooves.
How are you even able to type so quickly with hooves?
It's something called skill. Learn it sometime.
The frown lines on Celestia's forehead deepened.
Hey, no need to get smart with me. Who's the older sister here?
Who's the younger sister signing her older sister up on a dating website?
Luna asked, turning back to Celestia with a smug grin.
That would be me.
I don't even want to use this site.
Celestia swiveled around on her chair, turning her back to Luna.
If it wasn't for your constant nagging, I never would have agreed to this.
The sounds of keys clicking slowed momentarily.
Tia, sister, I love you dearly, but face it, you're lonely.
Luna's intent stare never left the screen, and the sound of hooves striking keys resumed as quickly as it faltered.
Every pony needs a little bit of a love life, and yours has been non-existent since this kingdom began.
I've just had more important things to do than pursue a relationship.
Celestia huffed, glancing over her shoulder, trying to get a glimpse of what Luna was typing.
Which is why you have Twilight and myself here to take some of that load off your back. You need to live a little. What's the point of being immortal if you can't even enjoy your elongated life?
Hey, I've had plenty of enjoyment.
Professional courtesans don't count,
Luna stated. She leaned back in her chair, critically eyeing her work so far, much like an artist might survey their latest masterpiece.
Why can't I just go into a bar and meet ponies normally?
Because you're a princess. Any potential suitor would be intimidated at Tartarus to date you. Plus, there's always the factor of them dying soon enough. And we all know how well you take losing loved ones.
Now it was Celestia's turn to roll her eyes.
Listen, let's just get this over with, okay? If you really want me to try this immortal dating site, then fine, I'll humor you.
Luna clapped her hooves together in joy.
Wonderful! You're just going to love what I did for your profile page.
Celestia peered over Luna's shoulder at the page on the screen.
Why did you put my age as 526 years old?
She asked, arching an eyebrow.
I thought this was a dating website for immortals, so why should age matter?
Well, just because you're old doesn't mean you have to say how old. This way you have a better chance with the younger immortals.
I think I'd have a better chance on a site that isn't called NotForeverAlone.com.
Celestia deadpanned, her stomach knotting tightly at the prospect of continuing further with this charade.
Beggars can't be choosers, Tia,
Luna replied, scrolling down for more of Celestia's profile to be shown. Suddenly, a furious blush appeared on Celestia's face as her eyes opened wide.
Luna, why are you using that picture?
Luna's eyes squinted as she stared at the profile picture.
What? It shows you off well enough.
It's completely demeaning and utterly disregards the meaning of class,
Celestia said, her blush only growing stronger the longer she stared at the picture.
It's on the verge of being pornographic. Where did you even get a picture of me dressed in that? Also, how am I even able to stretch that far?
Oh, you ate too much rum cake at a heartswarming Eve party, and the outfit just seemed to happen to be on hoof.
Luna giggled, egging Celestia on further.
Where some pony got a camera, I'll never know.
Biting back a sharp retort, Celestia just glanced back at the screen to see what else Luna had written.
Let's see. At least you got my hobbies right. Long walks on the beach, trying different flavored teas, getting my freak on with any— What the heck?!
Oh, That's standard for profiles on this site. It'll attract more interest and make sure potential dates know you are open to suggestions,
Luna said dismissively, struggling to contain her laughter at the sight of Celestia's jaw hanging wide open.
This makes me look like a slut!
No, that picture does. The writing just further cements that.
You are so going to pay for this,
Celestia said through gritted teeth. Pointing a hoof at the remainder of the bio page, Luna said,
No, I'm going to pay for this.
Ugh! Disgusting, shameful, and kind of sexy.
Celestia muttered, scrolling down to examine more of Luna's hoofwork.
Well, Tia, what do you think?
Luna asked, with a huge grin on her face, practically bouncing in her seat.
Well, you portray me as easy, but other than that, you got me down pretty well.
Celestia replied, tapping a hoof to her chin in thought.
Though I don't think anyone's going to go with it. I mean, what's so great about me?
Other than being a successful, benevolent leader to a country and ruling it to prosperity, along with being a kind and amazing sister, then I'm not sure.
Luna asked, shooting a mischievous smile at Celestia.
Maybe it's your copious posterior.
Hey, my ass isn't that big.
Whatever you say, sister.
Luna giggled, giving Celestia's profile one last look over to make sure it was good to go.
Just try and cut back on the sugary pastries, okay? You are trying to look appealing, you know.
I'll lose weight once you get out of the castle and get some sun sometime,
Celestia said, crossing her forelegs with a devious smile on her face.
Point taken.
Luna said, clicking the submit button and leaning back in her chair in a satisfied stretch.
And done! Now all we've got to do is sit back, relax, and most importantly, wait. Then the suitors will be rolling in.
Luna, are you sure this is going to work out? I haven't been on an actual date in centuries, much less with actual immortals.
It'll be fine, Tia.
Luna said with a wave of her hoof.
For each date, we'll start off with something simple like dinner. If you don't like them, then you can always move on to the next one. There's plenty of people to choose from.
Actually, how many immortals are in Equestria anyway? I knew there couldn't be too many to provide the need to make an actual website to create relationships with one another.
Well, duh! Of course there aren't many immortals in Equestria. This website runs on a multi-dimensional transit. Immortals from across dimensions regularly use this site for their needs.
So you're saying immortals anywhere, even across different dimensions, could be my potential dates?
Celestia asked, her stomach sinking.
Indeed, it helps in adding more variety. Plus, it increases your chance of getting some.
Suddenly, dinging noises could be heard from the computer monitor. Notifications were going off rapidly, a growing number increasing in the inbox.
And looks like that variety is paying off.
Luna laughed, opening up the mailbox to show all the new messages.
All these people want to be my date?
Celestia asked, her throat suddenly dry at the prospect of so many suitors choosing her to go on a date with.
They certainly do. I told you that photo and bio description would help.
The messages kept on stacking up, going to the triple digits.
Whoa, I guess that photo really was that suggestive.
What are we going to do now?
Celestia asked, the quickly growing number causing a cold sweat on the back of her neck.
I can deal with politics, social mannerism, and monthly invasions of the kingdom, but I have no idea how to handle internet dating.
Listen, Tia, just relax.
Luna tried to assure her, patting her sister's shoulder with a gentle hoof.
Everything will be fine, and then you'll finally meet the love of your life and get out of the castle every once in a while. You know, to go on dates and other romantic nonsense.
Wait a minute. Is the only reason you wanted me to do internet dating because you want the castle to yourself?
Hey, look! Why don't we just start with the first guy who messaged you and go on from there? At least one of the people will be your potential partner for a never-ending life.
Okay, fine.
Celestia grunted, scooting up closer to the screen to see who was her first date.
But just because I'm going to be out on dates, it doesn't mean you can throw wild parties in the castle.
Of course, dear sister.
Luna lied, clicking on the first message so the messenger's profile popped up. Both sisters looked at the profile with wide eyes, a look of disbelief etched on their faces.
You've got to be kidding me.
Well, that certainly is, strange. I certainly did not see that coming, that's for sure. It's only a first date. What's the worst that could happen?
I can't believe I actually agreed to do this.
Celestia sighed, staring dejectedly at the ground beneath her hooves.
Oh, come on, Tia. It won't be so bad.
Luna attempted to assure her older sister with a playful nudge on the shoulder.
Besides, it's just a first date, no big deal.
It is a big deal if my first date is with him, of all ponies,
Celestia said through gritted teeth, glaring through the windows of the restaurant to get a look at her potential suitor.
Why did we choose him?
Because he was the first in the inbox. Plus, he's cute.
And extremely evil,
Celestia reminded her. Luna shrugged.
It said on his profile page that he's reformed. If it can happen with Discord, it could happen with any pony.
Or this could be a plot of his to ambush me and take over all of Equestria.
Luna rolled her eyes.
I think if he had some insidious plot to take over Equestria, it probably wouldn't involve him asking you out to dinner. What? Is he going to poison your food or something?
That's always a possibility.
And you call me childish?
Luna said, shaking her head.
Come on, you have the stuff to strut proudly in. Now, there is an eager date inside that isn't too bad looking. My advice is just go with it.
Looking back to her sister, Celestia nodded, a small smile appearing on her face.
Thanks. That really helps.
She gave Luna a quick hug.
I guess I'm just getting first date jitters is all.
Luna grinned broadly.
Then get in there and show that guy how the Sun Princess of Equestria rolls!
With a firm spank on Celestia's ass, Luna shoved her sister through the doors of the restaurant. Celestia gave out a small and fell on the floor inside in a very undignified manner. Dusting off her hooves, Luna turned around and made her way back to the castle.
Finally, time to throw that Street Fighter tournament I've been dying to try out.
Picking herself up, Celestia blushed and dusted off her dress, noticing the stares she was getting from the other patrons, along with some barely suppressed snickering. Standing there awkwardly, she searched desperately for the table where her date was waiting. Finally spotting the table, she gulped and made her way there. Sitting down at the table, she brushed a lock of her mane out of her face and said,
Greetings. So sorry I was late. You know how royal duties can get you held up.
Why, indeed I do,
Sombra said, a sharp-toothed smile on his chiseled face. He was dressed as impeccably as ever, his tuxedo ironed so not a single wrinkle was visible, along with a white-pressed dress shirt and a red rose in his coat front pocket. His mane was brushed and styled to perfection, putting what most mares had to shame with its glossy waviness.
But it is a pleasure to meet with you once again, Celestia.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Celestia said, tilting her head at her date.
It has been, what, over 1,000 years since we last met?
1,024 years, but hey, who's counting?
Sombra laughed, his blood-red eyes showing off a glint of cheerful mirth.
Though I don't think I left a good impression on you last time, did I?
Ruling an entire kingdom as a ruthless tyrant usually does that.
Hey now, ex-ruthless tyrant. I gave up the evil King of Shadows game long ago.
He assured her, trying to put her at ease with a devilishly handsome smile.
Oh, really?
Celestia asked, as she took a sip from the glass of water.
And what game are you playing now, then, if you don't mind me asking?
Not at all, my dear,
Sombra said, removing a business card from his pocket and levitating it towards her with his magic.
I am now a sales stallion for timeshares.
Glancing at the card, she arched an eyebrow when she noticed that he did indeed sell timeshares.
Wow, only slightly less evil than your last job.
Yeah, but hey, once you get regenerated from your horn in the middle of a frozen wasteland after being defeated by a baby dragon, you start to think back on the bad choices you've made.
Sombra said, shrugging his shoulders.
Being evil and a typical villain cliché didn't appeal to me anymore. So I decided something more normal would finally make me happy.
And you think that dating me would be more normal?
Celestia asked, her once-hated enemy actually growing on her a bit.
Well, more normal for an immortal anyway,
Sombra said, that playful smirk still on his face.
Besides, once I heard you were on the market, there was no way that I couldn't resist.
Oh? And why is that?
Celestia asked, leaning in closer with a grin on her face as well.
Where do I begin?
Sombra asked, leaning in closer as well.
For a start, you're quite beautiful and stunning. You are obviously a strong and independent mare, which I like. And best of all, you're an intelligent and mature mare that is sure to make any future involvements with each other quite interesting. Do you wish for me to carry on?
Oh no, I think I've heard enough,
Celestia said, a faint blush spreading across her cheeks.
Why don't we continue along with our date?
She made a gesture towards the menus.
Shall we?
I couldn't agree more,
Sombra said, his smile never wavering.
Hello?
Luna said into the receiver of her phone, answering it just as it rang while still leaning back in her chair.
Luna, it's me, Tia. The date did not end well at all.
What happened?
Luna asked, pausing her game with the tap of a button.
Also, where are you? I thought you would be home by now.
No, I'm right outside Sombra's apartment.
Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Luna said, sitting bolt upright, her mind racing to catch up on this turn of events.
You went over to his place? On the first date?
Well, I don't know how these things work.
Celestia defended herself, her voice high and panicked.
Listen, can you just come over and pick me up?
Why can't you just get the guards to do that? Or fly or teleport yourself here?
Because I don't want the guards seeing me like this. Also, my horn and wings are too sore for use.
Tia, what exactly did you do at Sombra's place?
Luna asked, dread filling her heart and perverted thoughts filling her mind.
All I can say is that Sombra is a freak. His profile said nothing about that.
Okay, just relax.
Luna said, getting out of her seat and making her way to the door.
I'm coming to pick you up.